Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Positive vibrations. Listeners worldwide. Yeah, man. Yeah, have a little bit of technical difficulties here. Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties. So we're gonna try to call. Yeah, Dr. Dougal another method, and hopefully we'll be able to do it. Yeah, if not, I might have to get the engineers to help me out. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see how this works. Tell me, can you hear the ring?
Greetings, Ross Armstrong.
Dr. Dougal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. So yeah, some technical difficulties there. Definitely. I
All right,
hope.
I think you got it.
Yeah, I think you might be playing something in the background there, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, you
cutting
was
it down
checking
now.
it.
Hang on a second. That was the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Get that down. Okay, looks like we got this thing situated. I'm getting another call. Is that you?
No. Oh,
Okay.
it's possible, but yeah, we're just gonna do it this way for now. This is not usually the way that I do it, but yeah. If it can work, if you can hear me out there, let me know. Let me know. If you're in the chat room there, let me know that you can hear us fine. Yeah, positive vibration. Yeah, positive vibration radio. Yeah, as we say, yeah, this April month. Yeah, and all the April months. Yeah, it seemed like yeah, we celebrate the earth. We celebrate, you know what I mean, Mother Nature. We celebrate 420 and these things. You know what I mean. But Dr. Dougal, welcome to positive vibration. As a matter of fact.
Greetings.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
thanks, Ross Armstrong. I appreciate the invitation, and it's good to be with you today. Beautiful day.
Yes, definitely. Nice day in Charlotte, 77 degrees. Nice sun outside. Nice day to go in the backyard and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. It's a good day to be outside. It's a good day to be with community outside, and that's what we're looking forward to is some community vibes and just interactions around the environment and community building and art and farming coming up at the end of the month. So it's a timely occasion, Earth Day coming up this week, and springtime. So again,
Springtime,
thanks for
definitely.
the opportunity to share the word, and we'll look forward to having you out there as well on April 29th.
Right, so you're talking about the event. So, but
Yeah.
real quick before you get into the event, though, real quick. You know what I mean? Just for the listening ear out there, you know what I mean, who might be interested in ecology, ecosystems. I mean, really and truly, when you first when you hear the word ecology, ecosystem, you start thinking of the earth, the environment, all these things. But I get to realize that ecology, ecosystems is a really broad topic. But I figure that I'm not sure what your branch, but I'm figuring that it possibly has to do with the environment. So first, like, what is ecology? Your branch of ecology, and why this event is important as far as you know. What I mean, seed exchange, plant exchange, and such.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And so ecology in general is very broadly so is understanding the nature of relationships in the environment, interactions that are taking place between an individual and its environment at whatever level that you want to look at that. But the two main ways to divide up the environment in a way, and that's what we do in science, is we kind of break things down to understandable levels, is your abiotic aspects of the environment and your biological aspects of the environment. So any living entity is interacting with both the non-living and living components of its environment. So non-living aspects such as the amount of light, the temperature, the amount of moisture, um, pH, salinity, and then the biological aspects are the other living things that you share that space with. And we are all in very much interactive with our environment. And it's very important from a health conservation standpoint of the conservation of the environment and health of society and populations that we appreciate these interactions and that we're aware of what types of implications there are to the actions that we do while we're living on this earth, so that we can prevent from detrimental outcomes from the things that we do. And if we realize that something that we do have a negative consequence to something, one of our actions, that we need to look at that, study it, and make changes, do things differently. So my last little comment to that is that's one of my interests. I've always been interested in nature my entire life. Had the opportunity to advance my education in the biological sciences, and then had opportunity to work more on the social environment side. So with my background in ecology, strictly the environmental aspects of it, the non-public health side, coming into public health sectors, it's been very important for me to always emphasize this relationship that we have in society to our environment, and recognizing that if we have a healthy environment around us, then it's likely to translate into healthier social systems and social environments for us in our public health, and vice versa. If the space that we're living in a society is not where it should be, not doing what it should be, it's probably going to have negative outcomes for the natural aspects of the environment as well. So it's very important to us.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your work at the Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability, Johnson C. Smith University. Yes, the historically black college, black university in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know the Carolinas has a few, and Virginia in these areas, but this is the one that's resident in Charlotte. I'm not sure if there's another, but tell us a little about your work at Crest, right?
Yes, Crest, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability at Johnson C. Smith University. And I am the director of that center and assistant professor of ecology in the STEM college, the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics College, natural sciences. Then you get down into the natural sciences, then I am the ecologist for the university, and working with the Crest Center. It's all about sustainability. And again, that sustainability is everyone's heard that term, but I think it's interesting to pause and think, what are we talking about when we're talking about sustainability? Are we talking about the sustainability of the earth itself, or are we talking about the sustainability of social living? Because if things got so bad that our lifestyles and societies were so adverse to the environment, and we ended up doing away with one, which one would the earth would be here. So it's about living in a way that is sustainable with the balance of the earth. That's the key, so that society can sustain. So that the next generations, which we have not done the greatest service to in terms of what they're inheriting in terms of their environment. They're in a space of lots of environmental degradation, et cetera, et cetera. So, we've got a lot of work to do, and a lot of that work is also educational. Just getting everyone to really understand the connection that you have to your environment. And so, back to Johnson C. Smith, this is it's a private, small HBCU here in Charlotte. It's Charlotte's only historically black college university. And it's a privilege for me to be here. I came on board actually during COVID, which was an interesting experience in and of itself, in August of 2020. And we have, since that time, we're kind of in these transitions taking place, as you know, all of us emerging out of the COVID experience, which of course COVID is not done, but being locked down and that type of situation, yeah, we're getting back out. And maybe that's another reason why this year is so uh, promising in terms of getting out in the springtime and getting back to some level of normal life that we maybe knew before COVID. But also we are growing our farming. So we have an urban farm here on campus.
Okay.
And I would say it was pretty much an urban garden space prior to COVID, but now we have, thanks to some significant funding from both the Duke Endowment and Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, we have a 8,600 square foot greenhouse on site. And so we're transitioning from being an urban garden and towards a urban farm. And
Nice.
with that, so we've got lots of fun stuff going on, and we will be at our event. Well, we're growing right now a lot of seedlings to give away to give to the community. So if anyone's interested in growing, their own gardens in their backyard, then we have lots of plants that we'll be making available on the 29th to give to folks here in West Charlotte.
Definitely.
Ford Road.
Definitely. Yeah, Dr. Dougal. Yeah, I have my backyard garden, but there's a plant that we Jamaicans like to plant, right? I don't think they got a hold of it yet. It's really a wild plant, but we Jamaicans like to plant it. We call it callaloo. And I'm really trying to find somewhere where I could plant my callaloo. You know what I mean? Like where I could plant a lot of it, like like more than just my little backyard. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, indeed. Well, if you got the seeds, and you want to, that's another thing we're going to have at the event is a seed swap. So, and that's a thing that's important for farmers. Obviously, seeds, storing your seeds, having seeds for the next growing season, so on and so forth. But Farmer A has their category of catalog of seeds, and get with the next person and the next, then can share your inventory and diversify your seed inventory. So that's kind of a
and why is that? And why is that so important, especially in the time that we're living in?
Well, I think it's important. Well, for a lot of reasons, for some very tangible reasons in terms of growing different crops. Obviously, you want to have a variety, right? Just because that variety of what you're growing is going to translate into a variety of your diet and nutrition. But also the exchange aspect is also very social. And so even that gets into the social ecology, because remember, when you're defining what ecology is, if you don't include something to the effect of the interrelationships, then you're not really fully capturing what ecology is. So you can't underscore that enough. So in ecology, whether it is, again, if it's just the natural aspects of your environment, and it's always about the interactions that are taking place in your environment, but it's the same thing on the social level. So it's an opportunity to come together and share. And then also what folks can do is share what do? They share knowledge, share information, share the tangible seeds, so that maybe you could bless somebody with some callaloo seeds
Right.
that they didn't have before. So, that type of thing. And then you get exposed to new things. And that's kind of the multicultural kind of direction that we're heading in. And we need to head in many ways for our sustainability.
Definitely.
Right? Because we don't, have you heard the term operating in a silo, that, which is agriculture related too, something to store that grain in. But on the social level, if you're operating in a silo, you're kind of in your little bubble and you're not interacting with the other groups of people doing similar things.
Right.
So yeah, it goes back to that exchange, which is just very
definitely
very
environmental and social, as you say. So you hint on the event a few times. So yes, April 29th and 30th, 2-day event will be at the university. Yes.
So yeah, it's a 2-day event. It'll be the first day So because the 28th will be kind of setting up. So the 2 days are Saturday and Sunday, April 29th and 30th. And the 29th will be at the West Complex,
Okay.
right across from the Mosaic, where the Rosa Parks Farmers Market has their market normally, but it's before that season. So, but it's that same space, and that's going to be a day of community. We'll have art by Ras Elijah Tafari, who is a renowned artist in the reggae world and other areas and other art too. But he's done a lot of here talking with you on a music show. It's relevant to talk about Elijah's work on albums. He's done a lot of album covers.
Okay.
And as you were talking about with Vaughn Benjamin, the great, Honorable Vaughn Benjamin, he did a lot of albums for Midnight and
Okay.
yeah.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yeah. And so this is going to be, we've got a couple murals that are being constructed so that it's community art. Ross Elijah will be doing a mural on his own, and then he's going to be guiding the community. So this is open to all ages. Whoever wants to just be a part of the expression of visual arts. And the themes are very much about the natural world and the connection that we have as human beings to that world. And so, yeah. And then the music and some vendors, and we'll be, again, the seed swap. So if you want to get some seeds, we have what we have, but hopefully other farmers have some things. We'll come together, share what they have. And then we also, we'll have a little bit of produce available that we're growing at the garden right now.
Okay.
Down here at Johnson C. Smith. Mostly leafy greens at this time of the year, and some collards. So if you want some collards, come on down for some of those. Obviously, we'll try to space them out, not give them all. They might go fast. So that event, because it's going to start at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Yeah, Saturday morning, and then go through till 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a nice community event. But then there's a registration for a workshop with Miles Filippelli from Fermented Plant Extracts, and he is from Asheville, North Carolina, but he's been doing a lot of farming out in Colorado.
Okay.
But he has some techniques. Again, it's a fermented plant extract, and he is the expert on that. He's going to be running a workshop on Sunday, April 30th, on the campus of Johnson C. Smith. So we'll be at the STEM, our Science Center building, and we'll be in the STEM Innovation Lab, and then at the end of the workshop, go down to our garden, and Miles will be basically everything that he went over or is going to go over in the workshop. He's going to actually create these fermented extracts for our use at our garden. And he's going to have, samples. And so he's not, it's really nothing that he's selling. He's sharing his knowledge.
Okay.
So with that, we really give thanks for Miles. And what this is, I won't get too much into it because, again, he's the expert on that. But it's a form of Korean natural farming. Okay. So it's, so there are, when you look at the agricultural world that we live in, there's different kind of, you can look at big agriculture, but then you have the organic, the people, the individuals who this is a part of their lifestyle, like what you eat is very important, so much to the extent that you want to grow it and you want to have that kind of self-determination, the power of self-determination to really be in charge of, your health. Right. Health, because having a healthy diet does translate to positive health outcomes. So organic farming, this is a practice that is completely organic. And so really excited about it. You can kind of look it up, Korean natural farming, fermented plant extracts, which I kind of just think in terms of conversation, it's like a kombucha for plants.
It's a what? Say that again?
That's how I think about it. Just in a, like a common way to think of, okay, what are we talking about here? Ferment. So it's using plant material to ferment them and then make these elixirs that you then apply to the plants to increase yields and health of the plant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking in terms of like what we Jamaican call roots. Like I thought it was something that we're gonna consume. Like
like a roots line.
Yeah.
Well, this is a roof line for the plants.
Right. Ah. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
definitely. Yeah, it got me excited there for a minute.
Well,
Okay.
Miles might know something about that, so we'll have to see on that. But that's yeah, exactly. So it's
Right.
some
And
tremendous
where do
numbers.
folks
It
go
is.
to register for that workshop, or vendors if they're interested? And that will be, of course, at the West Complex, 1600 West Trade Street, and at Johnson C. Smith University on Sunday, right?
That's right. So on that, we have a flyer that I think you've got some, on your website, and we need to update that. There's a well, actually, on that flyer, or the most recent one,
Right.
there's a
Yeah, I have the
QR
most
code.
recent one.
Yeah,
I
there's
just
a
wasn't
QR
able to
code for the
update.
workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're doing is, I mean, there is a fee, but we are sponsoring the first 25 folks to register,
Mm-hmm.
and that also includes lunch. So
Okay.
that workshop will run from mid-morning until about 5 or 6 o'clock that day, when we end up making the ferment elixir.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
so we'll have a couple of introductory presentations, some presentations, one by myself just to kind of give an overview, and one from Sister Ebony Lockett of Harvesting Humanity, and from the Rosa Parks Farmers Market. She's going to be talking about the importance of community, and just kind of really underscoring why we need to be about community in a real, true, and genuine way. So that's what, for myself, and I represent the university. I'm here in that capacity, but for myself, it's very important that we come forward to the community in a way that is very authentic and genuine, and that we can build relationships, again, with that emphasis on relationships, with these interactions, so that we are interacting in a social manner that is helping to build capacity for community. And so for myself, and being at a HBCU teaching ecology, that's a challenge in and of itself, because 90% of your African American students, let's say in biology, for instance, are choosing very necessary and important health disciplines, like, to be a doctor or a
Right.
nurse,
Mm-hmm.
And so I am doing some research on these things. Why is this the situation in the Southeast in particular? And it's really interesting. So we're trying to help folks understand the importance, again, of knowing your connection to the environment. And so we're very intentional about that aspect of our education, reconnecting. And it's not about, the connection is there, but about reconnecting and eliminating that connection that sometimes we overlook, we overlook it. And it's very important. So what I typically say, and give thanks for the space to talk freely here, but if you want to jump in with any questions,
Go ahead.
that's
Go
fine.
ahead.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead. Mm-hmm.
what I typically say to students is, or anyone, but when I have the opportunity, is that it is very important that you understand your connection to your environment. It behooves you to understand your connection to your environment. And it's great, I say, okay, I'm a tree hugger. I'm a type of person that loves nature, and I identify with it, spiritually, and just in terms of my whole personal balance and who I am. But I'm not trying to make someone a tree hugger per se, whatever that type of label you want to give it. If that's something that you do gather, like a connection to the environment, wonderful. But even beyond that, to the extent that you do not understand your connection to your environment, you remain in a position to be exploited.
Mm-hmm.
So just from the sake of protecting yourself from exploitation, in a sense, you must kind of get this knowledge of your connection to the environment and the natural resources that you depend on. Because if you don't, you're in a vulnerable situation. So from a social justice and even an environmental justice perspective, it's very important that everyone is aware and is an advocate for strong, healthy environments, particularly in these communities. So, um, yeah,
Definitely, Doc. And that workshop, you say, after the first 25 people, how much will be the cost for
it is. I'll have to look at what that is. It is. We haven't quite got there yet, but I
Okay,
can tell you in
okay.
just a minute. I will make sure. I want to
And there was
say the
something
right
else
thing there.
on the flyer,
Yep.
buildsoil.com.
So let me look at it real quick because I've got that information there. Pull up that flyer. Oh, registration is $50 for the register for each that registered beyond that first 25. That's why I want to make sure I didn't speak wrong.
Okay.
$50, and it'll run most of the day on the 30th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. But that $50 does cover your lunch.
Okay.
So, yeah, and you'll walk away with some samples too. So samples, miles.
Plus the knowledge of how to.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
That's the important part too, yeah.
Exactly.
Because definitely, especially if you're here in this area, I'm telling you, doing your backyard farming, yeah, it's a lot of bugs, man. Whole lot of bugs.
It's a lot to learn. It's an exciting process, and we're about one of our big things is just helping create access and opportunity in our position, and here at the university. And so folks want to come and talk and have conversation and talk about ways and means that we can come together to build around the environment, around food sovereignty and food security.
Definitely important.
Yeah,
Yep.
these are big deals. These are big topics,
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's interesting. I will say another thing about, you can look at the news and be very discouraged. These are things that need to be dealt with in a manner of urgency. Creating equity in the food security space. It's very, 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 and Ebony will talk a lot about that on that Sunday morning. But it's very important. But what I also tend to say and talk with students about, or really anyone on this environmental side of things, is it is a good time to be a youth, even though you can look out at all the different things that are going on, watch the news and get discouraged. However, it's a very, very exciting time, and I think it is part of our academic leadership that we hold, or whatever, even as elders in the community. It is a responsibility that we have to impart a level of optimism, to the youth, to not get discouraged and to understand it is their time to empower themselves, and that's very much what we are about, is empowering. That's what an HBCU is here to do, is to empower a group of people in this country, predominantly how they originated, to deal with the inequities among African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and give that education. But that remains part of our goal and part of our mission, and it's a privilege to be able to be in this space doing that. But you have to be, because innovation and technology is the solution to where we're moving, to the problems that we have, to the problems that this generation has inherited. They didn't ask for it.
Right.
They've inherited, but here they are. And so you could very easily kind of have this pessimistic view, but I believe very much in positivity for the future, good outcomes, empowerment, and just a whole total different way of doing things. Because really, if you think about it, it was the Industrial Revolution and the utilization of fossil fuels, which kind of got society to the point that it is now. And
Mm-hmm.
Energy, there's a positive relationship between access to energy and poverty, or lack of, moving out of poverty. And so energy, and what we've done has been, with the Industrial Revolution, has been very, very important in terms of building up our society. But now we've got to deal with doing things a different way, because it's not going to sustain. So
Right.
it's innovation. You know what I mean? It's really the innovative mindset of how to do something different with the natural resources to get us away from fossil fuels and into renewables, and just even recycling and trash. So we have a recycling program on campus that we're working on, hands-on. So we do a lot of what we do is from the ground up. And so again, we inspire, or seek to inspire, a level of empowerment and excitement and enthusiasm for all these things that we're talking about. So again, Ross I Strong, I give thanks for the opportunity to talk about it.
Hey, Doc, and I give thanks for you, man. I hear inspire, you know what I mean, and the youths, and empower and the youths, you know what I mean, and yeah, I'm loving all of it. So, real quickly, before you go, how can anybody get in contact with you, regarding the event, or, I mean, just
Yeah,
anything else that you're open for that?
sure, absolutely. So I can give you put my email out there is M Dugo, MDUGO at jcsu.edu, MDUGO at jcsu.edu. And then our center website is CRES, JCSU, excuse me, JCSU,
Mm-hmm.
CRES.com.
CSU.
JCSU,
Mm-hmm.
JCSU, CRES.com, which is Johnson C. Smith University Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability, JCSU, CRES.com. And but just email me, and you're gonna be seeing a good bit of promotion through the social media
Okay.
realms in terms of the event. But right here, right now, yeah, that's my email, and look forward to, like I say, engaging with the community, including yourself there, Ross I Strong. We look forward to the music vibes are good, so we're looking forward to a really nice April 29th.
Definitely, definitely. And you're saying that it's possible I might be able to interview some of the other ones that are involved, the Russ Elijah, Mais Felipe. You say it's possible I might be able to interview them
Yeah.
before the event?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So I hope, if you'd like to interview them next week,
Sure.
we can try to work on that on the air. And then hopefully hopefully we'll have you doing your show from on site.
Right. Right. It's a Saturday, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll talk about that and get you set up. But definitely Ross Elijah and hopefully Miles as well. Just have to make a confirmation because
Right.
I was looking at the calendar. We don't have enough to do one week. Yeah, so we'll have to basically get them both on the air next week.
Sure, that'll be good.
That'll be will be our event.
Yep. That'll be fine.
All right, Ross Armstrong. Well, thank you again. I don't know but I'm gonna go to a social event this evening. But if you have any other, anything else, but otherwise, I appreciate your time.
Right.
And, man, really, but probably get back to the music.
Definitely. But you're into reggae also, huh? So tell me a little bit about how you got into reggae.
Okay, yeah, I love reggae music. I will be honest, I love reggae music my entire life. It helps motivate. It is a motivation. The message in the music, the words, sound, power. Yes, indeed. It has. Again, I've been a nature person, ecology. That's what I went to college for. And so to be able to do what I'm doing now is a privilege and an honor and a blessing. Truly, I'm from Virginia originally.
Okay.
Grew up in Virginia and went off. Actually, was doing going to the music festivals in the late '90s. Had lots of good opportunities to see a lot of good reggae music in the late '90s, and moved to Mississippi actually in 2000 and lived in Mississippi for 20 years. And I had a wonderful experience there. Beautiful people all the way around. I learned a lot. I was humbled a lot, and I was there just before coming back here to the East Coast to Johnson C. Smith. So I was there from 2000 to 2020. But anyhow, I did have a little bit of culture shock when I first went down to Mississippi, just coming from Virginia. And it was like, whoa, a different world for me. But took a little getting used to. But again, I grew as a person over those 20 years and just learned a lot. But anyhow, I was at the University of Southern Mississippi working on my master's work. And I was like, it's just a little different. So I actually went on the radio to play on a world music show.
Okay.
And it was an all-night show, but I just did a few hours every week. And it was my purpose. For myself, kind of self-selected. Well, I want to play the reggae music that I wanted to hear.
Okay.
And through that experience, I had a very blessed, I'm telling you this story because it was a blessed opportunity. I had the opportunity very quick on to do an interview with Winston Rodney.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was, 20 several years ago. Yeah, back in 2000 at the House of Blues in New Orleans. And, sat down reasoned with the elder for about 45 minutes, and it was a real treat for me, and just that as he said, and I know how to recharge your batteries,
Right.
So that's what the reggae music does for me. It keeps me recharged, keeps me focused again on that optimism, because again that's our responsibility. But you're in the day to day, and it's easy to get discouraged. So I do say, let's keep a good spirit about us, and reggae music has definitely been there from a lifelong, pretty much experience. And so again,
nice. Love it. Yes, I definitely. So yeah, and keep the positive vibrations, definitely.
Absolutely. So Ross Armstrong, that's what we look forward to you. I really enjoy your show, man. And give thanks again. But your show is nice. The talking, that breaking it up and the music, it's all good. So you have a follower and a fan and a listener out here of your show. So respect.
Appreciate it, Dr. Dougal. So yeah, we'll catch up around them times.
Sounds good. Have a blessed day.
All right, blessed. True to you
right,
also. Blessed love.
Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. Yes, man. Positive vibration radio. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, man. Dr. Dougal. Yes, man. Assistant Professor of Ecology, Johnson C. Smith University. Director of CRESS. Yes, Center for Renewable Energy and Sustainability. Yes, as I said before, we love to hear them words, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, empower, as they say, African Americans, African black folks, you know what I mean? Yeah, empowering, you know what I mean? Inspiring. Yeah, man, the environment, the ecosystem. I love it. Yeah, and as he said, yeah, possible, yeah, we will be coming. Yeah, man, directly will be forwarded, directly, live from this event. Yeah, man, seed exchange, community seed and exchange. Yeah, food, art, regenerative culture, music. Yeah, man, engagement, remembrance, and seed swap. Loving it. Yeah, big up to the Rosa Parks Farmers Market, Harvesting Humanity. BuildSoil.com. Yes, man. Yeah, Ras Elijah